Thank you very much for that very interesting presentation about apparently the very useful method. I'm sure that in the end there are going to be questions about it. So now it's time to open the discussion. So we will proceed with the questions about the second presentations given by Hellenic Xenia Volos. So I would like to invite the audience to start. Are there any questions about the first presentation? Anyone? Well, if not, there is one in the chat by Isel McCalman, who is curious to know what marketing is currently being done to promote the sites on the site. What marketing is currently being done to promote the sites? What is the current marketing strategy, or what?
Yes, I will answer this question because I have the information. First of all, the Ministry of Culture, with the effort of Underwater Antiquities, they have created the content that this content has been approved to be circulated in marketing efforts. And these marketing efforts are being done from the municipality of Alonsos, from the local diving centers that they have the right to dive to the Peristera shipwreck, and also by the region of Thessaly. So we use them in sites, we use them in, let's say, leaflets, we use them in exhibitions, international ones or national ones, like Put, for example. We use video, we give interviews. There are also other things like the serious games. You remember that in the past that was mentioned, the serious game Peristera is one of the 4 sites there. We have done also augmented reality leaflets. So there was, sorry, also Despina wants to. Yes, and of course a lot of press is coming, journalists and TV stations are coming to Alonsos, and they create documentaries and they promote the site. More or less, I think these are the actions.
Okay, so thank you very much. Are there any further questions regarding this presentation? If not, we can proceed with the next one. So the next one was given by Mr. Dorušić regarding Letavice, conservation of the nation shipwreck.
I already made
Questions, yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
You come from the diving center, yes?
Yes, my main business is diving.
Yeah, about all these shipwrecks, there is no state initiative or ministry or dictatorship that is responsible for these shipwrecks there.
So, idea in Croatia is that is certain regulations about who can dive on the site.
No, I mean, yes, I
Okay.
know that, but I think that there is an archaeological service, a service of archaeologists that
Yes.
is responsible, in general responsible for the protection, blah, 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 of the, according to the law.
Okay, yes, that is Ministry of the Culture.
Oh.
So they give permission to diving center to dive there.
Yes,
And
but do they
diving
do
center-
anything else there at the site?
in the site.
Yeah, if they do an archaeology project, the
Okay, when you
promotion
say-
of the shipwreck, research, archaeological research, something.
So we do every year archaeological research. Responsible of that is Ministry of the Culture, but that need to be some kind of institution. Main institution is University of Zadar in cooperation with Archaeological Museum in Zadar, Ars Nautica, and UNESCO Center for Underwater Archaeology. They work on the finds. And is from Zagreb is Hrvatski restauratorski zavod.
I'm asking because you said at the beginning that the 99% of the shipwreck
Finds?
they found, it's your find.
Of diving centers.
Of diving centers,
Yes.
diving with all these archaeologists or random find?
No, random find.
Random.
Yes.
It's the little different.
By the law, diving center or individual, by the law, need to declare. There is
Yes,
conservation
I know,
office,
I know.
diving center have a right
I think
to.
it's a little the opposite from our country, and I was very thrilled when you said that you need a non-profit organization, because here we have the archaeological service, and there are people that say that we don't need it, and you don't have it there, and you say we need a non-profit organization so that we can conduct all these things that have to be done here.
Yes. If you don't have a non-profit organization and you need to go across the institution, then you will lose a lot of time. If sponsors want to give you money, they want results in 3 months. So if you conduct cleaning action, you need to be on TV, you need to be on radio, you need to be on the website. If that cross the Ministry of the Culture, you will not do that in 3 months. They need this approval, that approval, this and that. When that go across the non-profit organization, we receive the money, we send application for cleaning, for, I don't know, video, whatever, and then for that we need 8 days. 8 days, and then we receive a license. We need to have someone who is from some kind of archaeological institution to monitoring what we are doing. But in general, we can fix that in 10 days, and then we can do that, I don't know, in the week, 2, 3, and you can finish project in 3 months.
Just a remark and a question. The remark is that I know that you followed the Peristera shipwreck model for your shipwreck in Croatia, and this way you managed to avoid putting the iron cage on this wreck, which was very, very important, because with the iron cage we know all of these problems that it creates. So this is my remark, and my question is there any sort of a ticket? Do you pay, you or the divers, something in order to dive to this wreck?
Okay, yes, that's completely true, so we avoid the cage on that way. Diving center pay fee to Ministry of the Culture, and this is early based. Every 5 years they open call, you say how much you will offer. That is always 5 places, so 5 diving center can pay that fee, and then you pay the fee, and then you charge. Usually we charge almost double than regular dive.
How big is this fee usually?
800 euros a year.
Okay, thank you.
For 5 years
For 1 year. 800.
Other question, please.
Yes.
Yes, but you said that in parallel you conduct an underwater research. So how does this work? Because we know that an underwater project can last for several years, which is not within the time framework that you said, like 3, 4, 5 years. Let's say you have a project that lasts for 10 years. So, and the next time you have this competition for who is going to be the godfather of the site, if you lose this privilege, your research goes to the other diving center.
Okay,
So you never follow what's going next to the site you were involved in the first place.
Okay, thank you for the question, because diving center is responsible for touristical diving on the site. And we need to declare if we see something that's, I don't know, something suspicious even you need to declare. But for archaeological excavation, responsible is institution. In that case, this is University of Zadar, Professor Irena Radić-Rossi.
Okay, so they conduct the research. So
Yes.
Okay.
We are support,
Okay.
sometimes PR, but from scientific way, they are responsible for that.
Okay, and another remark, because I don't know, in Croatian maybe the word is correct, but you know, still, if you say conservation, it's a word that it is misleading. I mean, you can say protection, yes, you can say preservation, but conservation, it means that you conserve you do all the scientific procedure to conserve and restore the antiquities that they are underwater. So it's better to use protection, maybe. I don't know. In your language, maybe it's the same. So in English, it's a little bit
Conservation.
Yes,
we speak about
conservation.
to speak about conservation diver or
No. When we say conservation in an archaeological site, we mean that there are conservators that they do the work of restoration, conservation. They raise antiquities, that they go to the lab and they do all the conservation process.
okay.
So this cannot be cleaning the garbage around. This
No.
You protect the site, but you don't conserve it.
I don't know if you. I say that this is name of the course is conservation diver. Actually, it's American word. It's American choice, but they use that for conservation in the term of ecology, of biodiversity, and so conservation is how to conserve the planet.
So it's environmental, it's
Environmental
ecological.
thing, yeah.
Yes.
That's the course.
No, that's all. It's conservation.
Conservation.
Okay, is there any other question? If not, I would like to ask a question. Okay, the dive center in this case is the main moderator, let's say, of other groups that are doing the conservation or the research, etc. But each dive center is connected only to one site, and when the state make an open call every year or every 3 years for all the sites at the same time and ask for dive centers to make their proposal, how it works?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's say in this case, diving center is connected, like we are supporting with logistic, we are promoting, actually we find the site, and I'm in really good relationship because my second work is underwater archaeology. Maybe we are really specific, but usually if someone speak about the site nearby Dubrovnik in Savtat, it's almost the same. The owner of that diving center finds the site, he helped the archaeologists when they are on the field work, and actually only he applied for a license for a diving. So actually this approval system of the fact what we need to send a call after 5 years is made it really logical that, let's say, if another diving center want to make few dives during the season, for them it's much cheaper to call me to come to the site and lead the dive. So if you have any worries about that maybe another diving center we apply, yes, maybe, but they will be just second diving center on the site.
Okay, so it could be a second dive center.
5 of them. Every license is open for the 5 diving
5 dive centers.
But only diving center who want to pay can go.
Yes, okay.
In our cases, just we are there because we are close and nobody else is so close. But if we speak in the region nearby Italy and Istria, then on certain breaks you have even 20 licenses.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think there is another question.
I also have a question, so it's more general. Is there any requirement for master management plan for the underwater cultural heritage by your Ministry of Culture? Like by law, or because you are partnering also with the UNESCO Regional Center, that's why I'm asking.
No, there is no such thing.
Thank you. Okay, one more question.
Thank you. It's more of a comment than a question, I'm sorry. I hate these people that make comments and ask no questions, but I'm going to be one of those. I have been through all of this day being bored, because there are all of these words, buzzwords, protection, usage, safeguarding, but there is actually no story on the wrecks. And I do believe these are great words for European bureaucrats approving these projects. And without these projects, we wouldn't be here. So we are doing actual research. But I went through these websites of these projects like Eco Roots and everything. And there is something missing. The glamour, the appeal of adventure. How do we get these divers to dive on these wrecks? It's just because they are there, and so let's take them there and dive? Or is there a history behind the wreck? Who were these people? Who sailed in this ship? What kind of city, sunken city is this? I am missing the excitement. I do understand the scientific words. I'm an archaeologist, but as a human being that probably wants to go diving in Croatia, I would love to have an exciting diving site. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I was really bored today. There were nice pictures and nice presentations of projects, but there was nothing exciting that would want me to go to all of these projects and all of these things. And if we don't capture the public at large, even the people that are not diving, then probably we are failing somewhere. I'm sorry, that was my comment.
Thank you for the comment. I only can say that each site has another story to tell, and each of the persons that work with a site has to find the story. And after, of course, having, excavating and making research. And Mr. Koutsouflakis to add a comment, I believe.
Yes, just a comment on the comment. Although I enjoyed really your lecture yesterday, because I'm also in water archaeology, and I like to see narratives behind the shipwrecks and to explore the story. But still, I have to defend a bit, the title as the host here. So it's not a strictly archaeological congress. It's introducing innovative technologies and sustainable strategies. Let me say that during the congress, I was also bored. But this is the congress. It's not about expressing narratives of every specific site, because everyone has several stories to tell. Many of us are digging different archaeological sites. Certainly there is a scenario historically I have decided, but this is not the basic idea of the Congress.
Okay, thank you for getting another
The intervention, and we can proceed to the next speaker, Olivius Raxis, for questions. Who wants to make a question? Is there any question? In the chat, there is no. Here. If there isn't, I have one. You spoke about co-working with local communities. How do you do that in from a practical aspect? You approach some association, the mayor. How do you do that? You have an open call?
No, we didn't have an open call, but we followed a systematic approach for this. And this systematic approach is based on methodology of the living labs. So we established already one living lab in each of the sites. Not all of them are operational, just established. We started work first with Aloysius, the living lab there. So several types of stakeholders participate in this, all of course from the tourist committee of the municipality. If I can take the example of Aloysius, that I know. And then we have representatives from several types of tourism actors, hotel associations, tourist agents, dive centers, tourism consultants, and then also NGOs, representatives from the marine park, the consultants from the mayor. So all different types of stakeholders, except research or academia. In the case of the living lab in Aloysius. All the other types of stakeholders are represented, and then the systematic approach is based on continuous interaction, not necessarily physical, but also online and digital interaction through questionnaires, interactive forms, and also feedback cycles on intermediate outputs, final outputs, and then at the end, at the outcomes. And this is the approach for co-designing and then co-implementing and co-validating that I presented.
Thank you.
So, in reality, yes. So you take the initiatives, you make the choice, and you approach all these different people, and you make a team with them. Angelos Manglis wants to say something.
Yes, just to add that the local municipalities are partners in the projects. So we have, for example, not in all the cases, but as far as possible. For example, municipality of Aloysius and municipality of Skopolis are participating as partners. And here we have Nikos and Marios from Aloysius municipality and from the Living Lab following this conference for the 2 days due to all of these initiatives.
About this pilot site, Shimuri Islander Park, who is responsible for that?
Marisia, it's Zadranova.
Zanazan.
Any more questions regarding that last presentation, even? If not, Then we can proceed with the questions regarding the posters. So the first presented posters by Alexandros Vorchidis. Are there any questions about it? Suggested framework to evaluate the reconstruction quality of cultural heritage objects. Yes, please.
I found the presentation very interesting, and I didn't understand, is it under which project? And it's ongoing, and so we can get more information in the future. I work in the conservation field, so I think it's very interesting for conservation to use this type of technology. We have so many thousands of photos, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much also for your kind words. It's under the BCThubs project. The project is ongoing, but the framework is finished, so anybody can use it. So if you have the models, yes, you can evaluate them, and also you can compare, you can make comparisons between your models. Thank you very much.
Are there any more questions regarding this topic and the presentation? If not, we can proceed with the last poster, the 3D reconstruction of a nation quarry at the Darikos Bay. So, anyone with question? Well, thank you very much, Dan. It was very curious presentation, at least for me. I can imagine that not just for me, for something which can be very much used in the field we all work in. So I have now the pleasure to conclude the second conference day. Thank you very much for all of you who presented today, for all of you who have been here in person and online, and I would like to invite you to continue tomorrow at 9:30 as agreed. So have a nice evening here in Volos.